Okay. Not going to do a script for this video, just going to wing it. Should be okay.
Yeah, forget preparing for a video. Who needs that hassle?
Well, it's all about nostalgic memories, so I don't really need a script.
Why did you want me here then?
Because I'm going straight to work after I finish recording, I need you to edit the video and upload it to the channel.
Edit the video and upload it to the channel. Got it.
Can I trust you?
Of course! It'll be the best edited video we've ever done. Record? Record. Hi guys! Well, seeing as I'm editing the video, I thought I'd add something a bit more special to it. Me! He's just gonna blab about some music he listened to as a kid. I thought I'd add my thoughts to his ramblings. Enjoy! Oops.
Come with me for the tour.
Okay, I'm going to start now. Hey everybody, welcome to OddPod, your number one place for nostalgia. I'm Dan, and when I think back on the music from my childhood, I think of these albums. Yes, they are the albums of my childhood, and they might not be what you expect. So yeah, when I think back on the music I listened to as a child, yeah, these albums, this little pile of albums always come to mind. So I thought I'd do a video showing them to you, and I had to think back because when I was about 15, 16, just going into college, my music taste changed like dramatically. I got into like Nine Inch Nails, Tool, and eventually my favourite band of all time, Devo, and then Oingo Boingo and Poly6 and all sorts of things. My music taste has ranged incredibly. But as a kid, I liked a lot of stuff. I wasn't properly into music as a kid, I just liked music. And there were some albums I would listen to a lot. But otherwise, I just drew cartoons, watched movies, made videos, and did stuff like that. And I just listened to music on the side. But when I got to like 15, 16, I listened to music a lot more and was more involved in it. But yes, so when I think, so I'm cancelling that. So I'm not putting Devo and Nine Inch Nails and stuff like that. That's when I was a bit older. So this is from when I was, let's say, 4 years old to 14 years old. Let's go from around there. And these are the albums, so I'm going to go through each one and just give you a little to talk about and just like a little nostalgia think about it. And like I said, some of these, I guess one of these is a bit embarrassing, but I don't know. So we'll go for the first one, and that is East 17, and this album is Steam. I don't think they broke America, so for the Americans, E17 were a British boy band. I guess you can, yeah, they were a boy band. And yeah, just everyone liked them for a few years. They sort of just disappeared. They didn't stay around like some boy bands did, and they're not as memorable as some some boy bands. But yeah, E17 were quite big for a short amount of time, and I don't know why I liked it, because I wasn't really into boy bands. I didn't like Take That and Boyzone and things like that. But I think it was mostly because it was one of those things when I was a kid. Every so often there'd be like a trend or something that everyone liked, and you just got into because everyone else did, and you didn't want to be left out. So everyone was suddenly into E17. So I was like, okay, yeah, E17, that's the thing to like. And I didn't always do that as a kid, but every so often I did. And there was two different albums I had. I had Steam, and there was another one. Can't remember what it was called. I know it was a white album, and it might have just been called E17. I can't remember. But I remember getting this one for Christmas. It must have been 94, because it says 94 on the back. So, yeah, it must have been 94, so I was 9 years old. And there is actually one song I still like to this day. And it's literally the title of the album. It's called Steam. And it's just kind of cool. I like it. I don't know why, but the others, there's Steam, Hold My Body Tight, wow, Let It All Go, Set Me Free, Stay Another Day, that was the big one. Around the World, Let It Rain, I remember Let It Rain, I haven't listened to this for years, so I don't know. And Generation XTC. Yeah, so E17, like I said, it was UK, I don't think they broke America, so if you're American, you won't have a clue who E17 are. And yeah, if you're British, I'm pretty sure you at least heard of them. Like I said, they were big for a bit, but they've kind of been forgotten about a bit now, even though they released some classic tunes in the 90s, or what people would think of as classic tunes. But yeah, they're kind of forgotten in a way. So yeah, that's Steam by East 17. Yeah, there's not much I can really say about that now, so I'll leave it at that.
Steam by E17. Wow, not embarrassing at all. I'm sure I couldn't say anything else to embarrass him. Oh wait, how about the time he tried to make a boy band in his back garden and dance into E17 tracks? Brilliant.
Next up, we have Bad by Michael Jackson. A good one now. My first memory. It's probably actually one of my earliest musical memories. Actually, I can't remember when this was released. 1987, maybe 86, 87. It's one of my earliest musical memories because I just remember looking through, because I spent a lot of time with my grandparents as a kid because Jaffa Cakes and Monster Munch, and I could watch all the cartoons I wanted. And I remember looking through, because I was always there, I was looking through like VHS tapes of my uncles and things like that. I remember looking through loads of albums because I loved just playing random CDs as a kid. And I remember coming across this. And at the time, because I must have been 3 years old, maybe, something like that, I didn't really know who it was. I just saw he had a cool leather jacket on, and it was called Bad. And I thought I'd put it on, and it was awesome. I remember really liking it. And I remember my favourite song on it at the time was The Way You Make Me Feel. And that was really cool. And that became Another Part of Me, which is awesome. Then Leave Me Alone. And it's just full of classics. It's Michael Jackson. So we had Bad, The Way You Make Me Feel, Speed Demon, Librarian Girl, Just Good Friends, Another Part of Me, Man in the Mirror, I Just Can't Stop Loving You, Dirty Diana, Smooth Criminal, Leave Me Alone. Amazing! And I'm pretty sure he made a single of nearly all of those as well. But yeah, such an awesome album. I don't remember listening to it like loads and loads and loads and loads as a kid. It's just one of those ones where I think back on albums from my childhood, and I just remember coming across it as a kid and finding it and taking it out of the shelving unit and just looking at it and then putting it in the CD player and just thinking, wow, this is awesome. And then from then on I saw music videos on TV of it, and then Thriller and stuff like that. And yeah, Michael Jackson, awesome. And yeah, it's not my favourite Michael Jackson album. Thriller probably might be. But I don't know. Bad could be actually. It's between those two, Thriller and Bad. But Michael Jackson's awesome, so yeah, Bad, Michael Jackson.
Bad by Michael Jackson. Well, no, got nothing on that one. It's pretty good. Yeah.
Next up, this isn't actually an album I think of. This just represents a certain few albums I don't have anymore and I couldn't find for this video. So this one is The Best of Hanna-Barbera. Tunes from the Tunes. So we have like songs, and there's loads of them. Look at the amount there. So we have songs from Dastardly and Muttley, Top Cat, Yogi Bear, The Flintstones, Huckleberry Hound, The Jetsons, Hair Bear Bunch, Hong Kong Phooey, Wally Gator, just loads of Hanna-Barbera classic cartoon intros. And yeah, loved cartoons as a kid, still do now, and I adore cartoon intros. They were amazing back in the day. And this does sort of, this is the one I had as a kid. I don't think I was actually a kid. I must have been a bit older when I got hold of this, because I remember being in college. 2002, there you go. See, I still loved it back in 2002. I was 17 then. So, like I said, I'm not really going, that's why this represents, because I told you I wasn't doing it when I was a bit older. But this sort of represents albums I had as a kid, because I had loads of like soundtrack albums. And we'll get on to something like that soon. But this was more like I had a CITV one. If you're American, CITV stands for Children's ITV. And it just played those of kids shows and stuff like that. And I had a CITV album that I played those of intros from CITV shows, like the Sooty Show and stuff like that. And I had all sorts of ones as a kid, just different cartoon compilation intro things. And I just absolutely adored them. I thought they were awesome. I just loved listening to it. So The Best of Hanna-Barbera, it was just like a representation of just all the different little albums I had back then. Of just just loads of different things like that, like cartoon intros. And the CITV one I'd love to get hold of, because it had there was a show called Super Gran, and I remember listening to that a lot. And I never really watched it that much as a kid, but it had just like intros like that for random shows, and it was awesome. So there's that.
Cartoon classic intros. Again, got nothing embarrassing to say about that one. Hopefully the next one.
Next up is an album I actually never actually listened to. It just represents a nostalgic memory for me. So it's an album I still think of when I was younger, but it's not an album I necessarily had or listened to properly. And that is the Spice Girls album. I think it's literally just called Spice Girls. Oh, it's called Spice. There we go. Spice Girls, Spice. And this reminds me of my little sisters, because when I was a kid, my sisters were about 8 years younger than me. No, I can't remember. I'm a great big brother. I can't remember my sisters' ages. But my two little sisters loved Spice Girls when they just exploded onto the music scene. This album's from 96, I think. So I would have been 11. They would have been like 3 or 4 years old. Around, just really young. And yeah, I remember I think it was my sister Charlotte that got this for one Christmas. It must have been 96. And yeah, they just played it a lot, and I remember it just being on in the background a lot when I was a kid. And it's just a nice nostalgic memory. There's nothing like amazing about the memory. It's just literally just a nice memory of just my sisters messing around, playing dress up, playing with toys and stuff like that, and having the Spice Girls album on. And like I said, Spice Girls just exploded onto the scene around in 96, and it was just everywhere. And you couldn't get away from Spice Girls. I never hated them, never disliked them. There's a few songs I liked. So on this one we got Wannabe, Say You'll Be There, To Become One, Love Thing, Last Time Lover, Mama, Who Do You Think You Are, Something Kind of Funny, Naked, If You Can't Dance. A few of them I don't remember, but a few of them I do. Only 10 tracks, that's weird. But yeah, it just, you couldn't get away from Spice Girls back in 96, 97. Yeah, it was crazy. So yeah, Spice Girls has got to be up there for an album that I remember because of that. Because of the craze and because of my little sisters loving it so much. So there we go.
Haha, Spice Girls! So, Dan, so you wasn't really a fan of Spice Girls that much? It was just your little sisters, was it? How come you had a big poster on your wall in your bedroom when you was a kid of the Spice Girls in their underwear? Well, kind of wish I had that poster as a kid.
Next up we have... I mentioned that the Hanna-Barbera one... is it Hanna-Barbera? I'm just going to look back, actually. I might have been saying it wrong all these years. Hanna-Barbera. Yeah, okay. Sorry, I thought I was saying it wrong all these years then. And it said Hanna-Barbera. Hanna-Barbera represents all the albums I had as a kid that were like cartoon intros and stuff. Well, this one's kind of like that, but I've put this one out separately anyway because it's not cartoon intros. It's literally songs from the cartoon because the cartoon had a lot of songs. And that is the Animaniacs album. And wow, I loved this as a kid and I still love it now. This was released in 1993. I think I got it around 94. I think, something like that. And yeah, this has been played to death. This isn't the exact one I had as a kid. I did get this one given to me. And thank you so much to Orange Hedgehog for sending me this. Because when I saw that you had it, it blew my mind because I hadn't seen it for years. So thank you very much for that. But yeah, like I said, it has the cartoon intro for Animaniacs, which is a classic. But also, because if you watched Animaniacs, you know that it has loads of songs. Like Yakko's Universe, Schnitzelbank, What Are We? Yes, Brothers Wanna We? Yakko's World. Oh, yeah. Wacko's America, which is a really good one. Yakko's World is one I tried so much as a kid to learn. And I could just never do it. I tried so much. But yeah, there's loads of different songs. There's 17 altogether. But like I said, my favourite one was Yakko's World, followed by Wacko's America. But I've always wanted to learn Yakko's World. I wonder if it's... I'm pretty sure this book has lyrics. Let's have a look. So yeah, Yakko's World has got all the lyrics. So yeah, I tried so much. I'd look through it all, but there's so many countries. And I just couldn't do it. And Rob Paulson, who does the voice for Yakko, can still do it to this day. Don't know how he does it. Let's try. Okay. United States, Canada. Say I got it wrong already. United States, Canada, Mexico, Panama, Haiti, Jamaica, Peru, Republic Dominion, Cuban, Caribbean, Greenland, El Salvador, too, Puerto Rico, Colombia, Venezuela, Honduras, Guyana, and still Guatemala, Bolivia, and then Argentina, Ecuador, Chile, Brazil, Costa Rica. Oh, no, I can't do it. But one day, I will practice and practice and practice, and I'll learn it and I'll do it on this channel. I'll do the whole song, I promise. So yeah, Animaniacs, the album. Oh yeah, loved it so much. Comments below if you had this and what you thought of it.
It's time for Animaniacs, and we're saying it, blah, blah, blah. Okay, pretty cool album. This isn't going as well as I thought. I could do loads of embarrassing stories about him, but pretty good albums up to now.
Next up, we have another cartoon one. I liked my cartoons back in the day a lot. And this is one later in the 90s. This is like 1999, so it's just on the cusp before I got to the part where I'm saying I'm too old to so I'm doing it about my childhood, aren't I? So I was 14 when this came out, I'm pretty sure. And that is Pokemon To Be a Master. And this is the exact copy as I had as a kid. I've got one sealed as well because this one's a bit falling apart because it's been used so many times. And yeah, another one I listened to so much. We had got the Pokemon theme, it's a classic. We got the song To Be a Master, Viridian City, What Kind of Pokemon Are You, My Best Friends, Everything Changes, The Time Has Come, Pokemon Dance Mix, Double Trouble, Together Forever, Misty Songs, Poker Rap, and You Can Do It If You Really Try. And still today, all these songs are awesome. Got them on my iPod. I just love it. They're really catchy, really funky, and cheesy as well. But yeah, same as the Spice Girls thing, Pokemon just exploded and everything was Pokemon suddenly. And yeah, there was then suddenly just albums and people were just making songs for Pokemon. And yeah, and one memory I do have is playing this on a CD player at home with having my little sister like mime the songs and stuff like that and try and act with the songs and stuff. It was really funny. Just like loads of silly things like that. And yeah, I love this album and still love it today. It's a silly fun album, but I don't know, there's something just really nostalgic about it when I listen to some of the songs. Because I just remember like I'd listen to it when I was playing Pokemon, my Pokemon Blue copy on my purple Game Boy Color, and I had like my headphones on. I'd listen to the Pokemon thing, Pokemon songs and everything, and I don't know, there's just something special about this one. It just brings back a lot of memories even today. Certain songs remind me of certain times and certain things I did and stuff. Yeah, Pokemon To Be a Master.
Pokemon To Be a Master. Well, I only have one story about Pokemon relating to Dan. He loved Pokemon a ridiculous amount as a kid. And, well, he used to play Pokemon in the local woods in Manchester, where he grew up. And he told me this story about his friend Steve was pretending to be a Pokemon. The Pokemon Cypher, the one that has blades for arms, looks cool. And he remembers watching Steve run up a hill shouting, "Cypher!" And then Steve just fell down the hill and just slid down the hill. Really funny memory, but not really an embarrassing Dan story. Sorry, Steve.
Getting to the top 2 now. Here we go. So next up we have another movie type thing. I say another movie. We haven't done one movie, have we? Well, we've done like cartoon stuff, so this is kind of on that, but yeah, this is a whole new level. It's awesome. So we have Space Jam, the album. So yeah, this is the soundtrack from and inspired by Space Jam, the movie. And wow, I love this album so much. So let's go through the songs. We've got Fly Like an Eagle by Seal. We've got The Winner by Coolio. We've got Space Jam by Quad City DJs. We've got I Believe I Can Fly by R. Kelly. We've got Hit 'em High by Be Real, Busta Rhymes, Coolio, LL Cool J and Method Man. We've got I Found My Smile Again by D'Angelo. We got For You I Will by Monica. We've got Upside Down by Salt and Pepper. We've got Giving You All That I've Got by Robin S. We've got Basketball Jones by Barry White and Chris Rock. We've got I Turn to You by All for One. We've got All of My Days by R. Kelly featuring Changing Faces and Jay-Z. We've got That's the Way I Like It by Spin Doctors featuring Biz Markie. And we've got Buggin' by Bugs Bunny. Yeah, Bugs Bunny actually does a rap as well in this. And, yeah, I got this. What year? I would have got this 96. I'm pretty sure it was for my birthday, 96, not Christmas. And I was so excited because I loved the movie. It actually got me into basketball. I actually got a basketball and played basketball outside all the time. And yeah, I listened to this whilst I was playing basketball. I took my CD player outside, put like, I think it was 6 double, big D batteries in my CD player. Took it outside while I was playing basketball. I was playing like Space Jam song and Hit 'em High is my favourite one. That's the one with Be Real, Busta Rhymes, Coolio, LL Cool J, Method Man. Hit 'em High is an awesome song. It's one of the best songs ever. It's so cool. It's the Monstars anthem, basically. And it's so good. It's so cool. And all the songs are really cool. Like Coolio, The Winner by Coolio. Such a cool song. And yeah, I listened to this album so much, and one of my biggest memories of listening to this, not just there's a kid screaming outside, must be because of the Space Jam album. You can listen to it later. So yeah, I just remember listening to this so much, and the biggest memory, other than playing basketball outside, was playing a game called, I'm pretty sure it was called Psycho Pinball, and it was on the PC, and it was awesome because I love pinball games. And I played it so much, but I put the, because it was already installed on the PC, so I put my Space Jam album in my PC, and it'd play the album whilst I was playing pinball. And I did that for hours and hours. And just going through all the songs. So, yeah, Space Jam the album, I've listened to it since '96, and I don't think a year's gone by when I haven't listened to the album at least once. Because it's just such a cool album. I wish it was all on Spotify. There are certain songs that have gone on Spotify, but like Hip High and things like that, no, not on Spotify. And I'm a bit gutted about that. But yeah, so if you haven't listened to Space Jam album, even if you're not into like rap and hip hop, because I'm not like a massive fan, but I like a bit of it. But even if you're not into that, try out the Space Jam album, especially Hit 'em High, track 5. So good. So yeah, that's Space Jam.
Space Jam! Everybody get up, it's time to slam now. We got a real jam going down. Welcome to the Space Jam. It's your chance, do your dance at the Space Jam. Alright. Yeah, pretty good album. Got nothing embarrassing to say about that. This isn't going as well as I thought.
And now we are number 1. And I don't know if it's one you would actually be expecting from me. I'm not sure, might be. But number 1 is South Park Chef Aid album. Yeah. This album is amazing. It's so good. So yeah, again, like Pokemon, like the Spice Girls, South Park came on the scene. I think it was '97 South Park came on the scene. Exploded. Everyone suddenly liked South Park. And it was awesome. It was crude and disgusting and funny, and just, it was awesome. And I remember getting the South Park Chef Aid album on my own. And I'm sure, no, it doesn't have a warning for language, actually. So there mustn't be that. No, I don't think there's that much bad language in it, actually. But it was South Park, so you would expect it to have at least a little warning on the side, because it wasn't a cartoon for kids. But I remember going in and getting the cassette tape of Chef Aid. I didn't know what it was, actually. I just remember having some pocket money and going into Woolworths. I'm pretty sure it was my local Woolworths, and seeing the cassette tape, and I just had to buy it because I assumed it was going to be like just the South Park intro with a few of the little bits, and because I don't think I'd yet seen the Chef Aid episode of South Park, so I just saw it. It looked cool. It had Cartman and Stan and Kyle and Kenny and all that on the front. I was like, awesome, love South Park. I already had like a big Cartman. I think I've still got him somewhere. It's behind me somewhere. I've got a big Cartman teddy I had as a kid, and I had little wind-up toys. I had all sorts of South Park stuff as a kid. I loved it, and I saw this. So yeah, on cassette tape, I bought it, took it home, put my headphones on, played it, and yeah, the first proper song to come on was "Nowhere to Run" by Ozzy Osbourne, DMX, Old Dirty Bastard, with music by Crystal Method, and wow, it was awesome. It was so cool. And yeah, I'll go through some of the songs right now for you. And it's crazy because actually one of the bands in this became my favourite band of all time. So yeah, so we first start off with the South Park theme performed by Primus. Then we've got Nowhere to Run with Ozzy, and I love Ozzy now. I end up a few years later really getting into Ozzy. Then we've got Chocolate Salty Balls by Chef, Isaac Hayes. Which was a classic. It was released as, I think I've still got the single CD of that as well. Then we had Brad Logan by Rancid, I like the song, but I'm not really into Rancid, but I like the song in this. Come Sail Away, performed by Eric Cartman. Come Sail Away is a song by the band Styx, who I really got into Styx a few years later. Really like Styx, but this is like a cover that Cartman did. It's awesome. We've got Kenny's Dead, performed by Master P. Awesome song, just really cool and funky. Got Simultaneous, Simu... I can't even speak. I can't speak. What's wrong? Simultaneous. That song by Chef. That's a really good song. Will They Die For You, performed by Mace, Puffy, Lil' Kim, and System of a Down. End up getting System of a Down a few years later. I'm not that into them now, but they're good. Hot Lava, performed by Perry Farrell and DVDA. DVDA, I'm pretty sure if I remember memory goes, is a band that Trey Parker and Matt Stone were in. I'm sure they were in. Like, Trey Parker and Matt Stone, the creators of South Park. I'm not going to say what DVDA stands for on this channel, but yeah, I'm pretty sure they were in the band or had something to do with the band. Maybe one of them played the drums. There's something to do with Trey Parker and Matt Stone with that band. And then we've got Bubble Goose by Wycliffe Jean, featuring Stan, Kyle, Cartman and Kenny. And we've got No Substitute by Chef. So Chef, obviously it was Chef Aid, so he does a few songs and the whole thing. They're really good. Then we've got Wake Up Wendy by Elton John, really cool. And then for some reason they decided to put in Horny by Moose T, and it's got like a really funny thing. There's like a little skit with it as well. It's really good skit. And then we've got Huboon Stomp, performed by Devo, which became a few years later my favourite band ever. Yeah, so I listened to Devo before I knew who Devo were, and before I liked them properly. Then we've got Love Gravy, performed by Rick James and Ike Turner. We've got Feel Like Making Love, performed by Ned Jabrowski. Jabrowski? Yeah. And that's Ned's like the one, he's one of the hunters. He has like I think it's because of smoking, he has the thing that makes him speak like this. And then we've got The Rainbow, performed by Ween. Still to this day I sing that song every so often, it's just catchy. Tonight Is Right for Love, performed by Chef and Meatloaf. It's a Rockin' World by Joe Strummer. Mephisto and Kevin, performed by Primus. That song, I remember listening to that, and he speaks so fast in the song, and it's another one I always wanted to try and learn, because it'd be really impressive to be able to do all that, but it's crazy. And then finish off, we've got Mentally Dull Think Tank remix by Vitro. And it's just like a load of like sound clips from the show and crazy music and stuff. And yeah, 21 tracks on the Chef Aid album, and wow, this album is awesome. Every song is really catchy and cool and funny, and yeah, such a great. And it's not a comedy album. That's probably what you'd think it would be, because it's South Park Chef Aid, but it's like proper musicians making proper songs, and they're awesome. So yeah, my biggest memory with this though, as well as buying it on cassette and listening to it at home and stuff, is actually video game related. My biggest memory is actually playing the game Rampage World Tour on the PS1, and I'd play that game for hours, like I did with Space Jam and the Pinball game. I'd play Chef Aid with my headphones on, and I'd just play Rampage World Tour on the PS1 for hours and hours with the sound off, and obviously with Chef Aid on. And I just do it for hours, and it was just some of the songs went really well with it, and some of them were just funky and cool. But I just sit on the floor with the TV up on the stand and just playing Rampage World Tour for hours with Chef Aid album. So when I think of Rampage, I think Chef Aid, and when I think Chef Aid, I think Rampage. And another memory as well. That's why it's number one, because there's so many memories. Like I said, I still listen to the day. It's such a good album. Another memory is we all know Steve from Odd Pod, and he's appeared in many videos if you haven't seen him. And yeah, I remember with the I'm pretty sure it was with the cassette tape I had it would have been the cassette tape I had as a kid. I remember walking around school with him. We'd like share the headphones together and walk around school playing it and stuff like that, and just laughing and giggling at all the rude bits in the songs and stuff like that. And it's just a really nice memory, like on the breaks and stuff like that. We'd go around to the back field and we'd listen to this Chef Aid album secretly and stuff like that. And Yeah. Yeah, another memory, just a random, not very funny memory, is remember the batteries going when I tried to listen to it. And do you remember on cassette tapes when the batteries are going, everyone just go, just like really slowing down. It's very strange. But yeah, number one is the South Park Chef Aid album. If you have not listened to this one, get on it. Even if you don't like South Park, the songs are still really, really good. So definitely get on it.
Come on down, South Park, gonna have yourself a time. Friendly faces everywhere. Yeah, Chef Aid. Really good album too, and that's all the albums. Wow. Got no embarrassing stories about any of them?
So that is my childhood albums. Maybe not ones you're expecting. You're expecting maybe I could say, yeah, because I'm being totally honest with all these, because I could have easily gone, yeah, my first album was The Wall by Pink Floyd. Just make myself sound really cool. But no, it was these. These are the ones that, when I think of my childhood, these albums come to mind. And I'm sure there are a few other albums that I've sort of maybe just forgot about slightly. But these are the big ones that always come to mind when I think of my childhood. Growing up in the late 80s and all the 90s and everything. These are the albums that always pop in my head. So it's to you now. In the comments below, let me know what albums you think of. Maybe like, how many have I got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there you go, 8 albums. What 8 albums, if you can think of 8, do you think of when you think of your childhood? So let me know. Or you can do a video response and actually show me the albums you remember having as a kid, listening to a lot as a kid. Obviously, I couldn't play any of the music in this video because the copyright would get me instantly. If I remember, I'll leave some links to some of the songs from some of these albums in the comments below, in the description below. If I forget, just look for them yourselves. Definitely try it. Check them out. But thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Like I said, let me know your thoughts of this video and of these albums. If you've got memories of these ones that I've shown you as well, please comments below and let me know. So like, comment, subscribe, etc. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Okay guys, that's it. I'm a little bit disappointed. I thought I'd have loads of embarrassing stories about Dan relating to these albums, but not many. No, pretty good choices really. So thanks for watching guys. I'm sure you enjoyed this video, and if you didn't, what's wrong with you? Oh, and you can all follow me on Twitter now, @MurrayArtPod. Do it, it's your destiny. So thanks for watching guys. Like, subscribe, argue in the comments, etc. And you will see me soon. Bye! Oh, no, not again.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Bye!